My name is Ava Stierwald, and I am the CSA National Coordinator and Chair of the Board of Directors. It is with great pleasure that I launch our very first virtual online conference.
I didn't think that a person who stutters could be a stand-up comic. And so when I started to make those changes in my life, that culminated probably over a 6-year period, that's when I got up on stage. And I've been doing comedy now, going on my 11th year in March.
Wow.
Art that is centered on not like, oh, hey, I stutter and here's a funny joke about that, about my speech. Instead, I try to look at the jokes and the material that is placing the problem with stuttering in the environment.
I'll have days where it's, maybe I should have thought of another job, but then there's other days I'm like, you know what, I got through a day. I got through it. I stuttered through my days, and everyone has their patience, their understanding. They're great, like an audience. And I look at them in the eyes and I do my best every day. And that's all, at the end of the day, that's what matters. Pressure is a privilege. And that's how I think about every time I step in front of my students. I'm lucky that I have a responsibility of that nature, where I'm educating our youth, and I'm the guy they chose. I'm who they hired from that interview process. You know, there's a lot of pressure on you now, or in my mind, like, I'm the one they want. I'm the guy they hired. So it's a privilege having pressure on you. Once you put a limitation on me, I'm going to prove you're wrong. You're not going to prove you're wrong. And it was the element of perseverance. I guess you could say that. I have the personality on how to be a teacher. Like, I knew I had the personality. I knew I had those elements of like how to be a teacher. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let's see what happens.
Sometimes you won't stutter, sometimes you will. And I think that can make people start to believe that, well, you know, if I can talk to my dog so fluently, well, obviously I'm able to speak fluently, so why can't I just do it all the time? So about 2 years after the intensive speech therapy, went back to stuttering just as bad, if not probably worse than I did even before the speech therapy. People are like, oh man, yeah, he used to stutter like crazy and now he can speak fluently. And then I would open my mouth and be like, yeah, isn't it great? It's kind of like, it felt so weird to be using my fluency as like a thing of success when it's, you know, it's such a variable thing. So I think that's kind of why, like, the goal of fluency is almost like setting yourself up for disappointment. I think so by getting good at stuttering, what I think I mean is that to not let instances of stuttering get in the way of communicating.
So now I graduated in July of 2019, and I'm now a registered nurse who specializes in pediatrics and neonatal care. So and like when I first got into nursing, I did question myself at first, and I was concerned about whether I could even become a nurse. And when I know at like any moment I might have to shout for help. My stutter only really affected me once or twice, but especially once the masks came into play, or of course when I had to speak on the phone. But everyone on the unit was pretty understanding of my stutter when I had to present my patients every morning on rounds to like the entire healthcare team of about like 15 to 20 like people always. That's not nerve-wracking whatsoever, right? They were very understanding and they were very patient with me.
In my sports writing career, what started out as one phone interview has turned into over 300. I had the honor of speaking to some pivotal figures in hockey. As a speaker, as a sports writer, as my role as communications officer, you know, it's all about improvement. I just love getting, a little better each and every day. So whatever position you are in as a person who stutters, break through. For a long time, I never thought I could. I never wanted to even believe that I could. But once I started believing it, I did it.